action. Once again, I apologize about that, guys, as we have some games finishing up here. Let's go ahead and take a look at our Sunday slate, and I believe we have all the MLB games here. So if I skip one, we'll just make a prediction on the fly. But anyway, let's go ahead and start with Minnesota at Philadelphia. 1:05 Eastern first pitch in Citizens Bank Park. Now, when I did the notes for this game, we were still in game time action for these a lot of these games. So just bear with me when it comes to the numbers. But anyway, Philadelphia opened the betting as the $1.20 favorite, total at 8.5. And since those markets opened this one up, we're seeing a nickel move toward the Phillies. They're now $1.25. So once again, the Phillies open 120 up to minus 125. Total's 8.5. We have Berrios for the Twins, Eflin for the Phils. Berrios is 1-0 with a 1.84 ERA. He went 7 and looks like 7 1/3 in his last start. 0 earned runs and 10 strikeouts. Meanwhile, Eflin on the other side, 1-0 on the year, 0.00 ERA. From that lone start. He went 5 innings in his last start, 0 earned runs and 9 strikeouts. Now, the Fightin' Phils are first in runs scored. They're also first in walks, both on average, of course. Minnesota on the other side, 25th in runs allowed on the road on average. They're also 27th in hits allowed on the road as well. And total-wise, Minnesota's 4-2 to the over. Philly 5-1 to the over. Of course, this is not including Saturday's action. So give me the Fightin' Phils minus $1.25, winning this one outright. In the over, 8.5 runs in that matchup there. Next game, Yankees-Orioles, 1:05 Eastern first pitch in Baltimore. The Yankees are minus 165, totals at 9. Domingo Germán is projected on the bump for the Yankees. Hess projected on the bump for the O's. Both pitchers are 1-0 on the year with a 0.00 ERA. Germán went 5 innings pitched, 0 earned runs, and 7 Ks in his last start. Hess on the other side, 6 1/3 innings pitched, 0 earned runs, and 8 strikeouts for him. Now, Baltimore ranks second in Major League Baseball in hits at home on average. They also rank 9th in walks. Meanwhile, New York on the other side has dropped 2 out of their last 3 and 4 out of their last 6. When it comes to the total, New York's just 3-4 to the over overall for the year. So I like Baltimore keeping it close at Camden Yards. Give me the Orioles plus 1.5 and the under 9 runs in that matchup there. Next game, Blue Jays. Indians, 1:10 Eastern first pitch in Cleveland. The Indians are minus 150, total 7.5. Stroman for the Jays, Clevinger for the Indians. Stroman's 0-1, but has just a 1.42 ERA. He went 7 innings, 0 earned runs, and 7 Ks in his last start. Clevinger is 0-0 this year with an 0.00 ERA. He went 7 innings pitched, 0 earned runs, and 12 Ks in his last start. Now, Cleveland is 29th in hits. Toronto's 4th in hits allowed. Scoring-wise, Toronto's 8-1 to the under overall for the year. So I like them in the spot here. I think it's a pretty good price, great value, having Stroman on the bump. Give me Toronto plus 125, winning this one outright in the under 7.5 runs in that matchup there. Next game, Nationals, Mets, 110, Flushing, Queens. Washington opened $1.25, total 6.5, and since that one opened up, we're seeing steady action on the Nationals. A 10-cent move toward Washington up to 135. So once again, Washington opened $1.25 up to minus 135. Totals at 6.5. Scherzer for the Nats, Wheeler for the Mets. Scherzer's 0-2 on the year. He does have a very low 2.13 ERA. He lost the Mets 2-0 in his last start. Now Wheeler's 0-0 in his action this year. He is posting an ERA of 7.20. He went 5 innings pitched and 4 earned runs in his last start taking on Washington. The Mets ranked 7th in runs scored, 4th in hits. Of course, all these stats, when I am referring to the rankings, they're on average per game. Washington ranks 26th in runs allowed, 28th in hits allowed as well. And total-wise, Washington's 4-2 to the over for the season. New York 5-2 to the over overall for the year as well. I'm going to take another dog in this one. Give me the New York Mets plus $1.10 and the over 6.5 runs in that matchup there. Next game, Royals, Tigers, 110 first pitch in Detroit. The Tigers open 120, total at 9. We're seeing movement downward on both the money line and the total, minus 110 and 8.5. So once again, Detroit open 120, down to minus 110, total open 9, down to 8.5. We're pretty much looking at a pick'em contest here, guys. The Royals are minus 110 on the money line as well. We have Keller for the Royals. We have Keller for the Royals. Ross for the Tigers. Keller's 1-0 for the season, 2.08 ERA, 7 innings pitched, 0 earned runs, and 5 Ks in his last start. Ross 0-1 on the year, 3.6 ERA, 5 innings pitched, 2 earned runs, and 4 strikeouts for Ross. Detroit ranks 3rd in runs allowed, 3rd in hits allowed. KC's 24th in runs allowed, 25th in hits allowed. Total-wise, Detroit 7-1 to the under overall for the year. Give me the Tigers minus 110 and the under 8.5 in that matchup there. Next game, Marlins, Braves. We're going to cap the Braves. 2 days in a row. Wow. Miami at Atlanta, 120 Eastern first pitch in Georgia. The Braves open 185, total 8.5. We're looking at a 15-cent fade of the Braves since this one opened up, down to minus 170. Once again, the Braves open 185, down to minus 170. Totals 8.5. Miami's plus 150 on the money line. We have Smith for the Fish, Newcomb for the Bravos. Both pitchers are 0-0 on the year. Smith does have an ERA of 3.6. He went 5 innings in his last start, 2 earned runs in that game. Newcomb, 4 innings pitched in his last start, 0 earned runs in that outing there. Atlanta's ranking 8th in runs scored on average, 2nd in walks. Miami's 29th in runs scored on the road, 29th in hits on the road as well. Total-wise, Miami's 6-2 to the over, Atlanta 5-2 to the over. Give me the Braves, very expensive price point, minus 170 and the over 8.5 runs in that matchup there. Next game, Reds, Buccos, 135 Pittsburgh. The Buccos open 150, down to 140, total 7.5. Cincinnati's plus 120 on the money line. Anthony DeSclafani for the Reds, Archer for the Pirates. Both pitchers are 0-0 on the year. DeSclafani, 1.8 ERA. He went 5 innings strong last start, 1 earned run and 8 strikeouts. Archer went 5 innings in his last start himself, 0 earned runs and 8 Ks himself. Pittsburgh ranks 3rd in runs allowed, 1st in hits allowed. Cincinnati's dropped 6 out of their last 7 overall. Their offense is scoring just 1.5 runs per game on average. When it comes to the total, Cincinnati's 7-0 to the under overall. Completely different story from this Reds team we saw last year, who couldn't do anything but go over. Give me Pittsburgh minus 140 and the under 7.5 runs in that matchup there. Next game, Cubs, Brewers, 210 Milwaukee. The Brewers opened $1.20 down to minus 110, totals at 9. Chicago's minus 110 on the money line as well. So we have pretty much a coin flip in this game here. Hendricks for the Cubs, Davies for the Brewers. Hendricks is 0-1 with a 4.16 ERA. Davies 0-0 with a 3.6 ERA. He went 5 innings and 2 earned runs in his last start. Milwaukee 7-1 straight up overall for the year, 4-1 at home. Cubs are just 1-6 overall, slow starters as usual. They rank dead last in runs allowed. Total-wise, Chicago 7-0 to the over overall for the year. Give me the Brewers minus 110 and the over 9 runs in that matchup there. Next game, Athletics, Astros, 210 Houston. The Stros open 160, down to minus 150, totals at 9. Oakland's plus 135 on the money line. Mike Fiers for the A's, Peacock for the Astros. Fiers is 2-1 with a 3.00 ERA. Peacock's 1-0 with a 1.35 ERA. Houston's 28th in scoring, just 3-5 straight up overall. Oakland's 7th in runs allowed. And total-wise, they are 8-3 to the under for the year. Houston 8-1 to the under for the year themselves. Give me Oakland plus 135 and the under 9 runs in that matchup there. Next game, blank slate. Let's see what it is. Padres, Cards. 2:15 Eastern first pitch in St. Louis. The Cards open minus 140, down to minus 120, 20-cent fade there. Totals at 8.5. 80% are on the Padres, 79% shaded toward the under. Right now, the Padres are plus 105 on the money line. Stram for the Padres, Wainwright for the Cards. Stram is 0-1 with a 16.85 ERA. Wainwright 0-0 with a 9.00 ERA. St. Louis is second to last in striking out. They're averaging double-digit strikeouts on the offensive side of things. San Diego is 8th in runs allowed. Total-wise, St. Louis 6-1 to the over. Give me the Padres plus 105 in the over 8.5 runs in that matchup there. Next game, Rays, Giants. Rays, Giants, 4:05 Eastern first pitch. We have Snell on the bump for the Rays. Pomeranz for the Giants. Snell is 1-1 with a 3.46 ERA. Pomeranz 0-0 with a 3.60 ERA. He did go 6 innings, gave up 5 earned runs in his last start. There is no line for this game at the moment. No action on this contest. Next game, Rangers, Angels, 4:07 Los Angeles. The Angels are minus 135, totals at 9. Texas is plus 120 on the money line. Miller for the Rangers, Stratton for the Angels. Miller's 4.90 ERA coming into this game. Stratton's at 8.31 in the ERA department himself. The Angels are 2-6 straight up overall, 26th in scoring and hits. Texas is 5-3 straight up overall for the year, 7th in scoring. Total-wise, the Angels are 7-1 to the under overall for the year. Very good value, very good price point for Rangers backers. I like them in this spot, catching plus money. Give me the Rangers plus 120 and the under 9 runs in that matchup there. Next game, Red Sox, Diamondbacks. 4:10 Eastern first pitch in that matchup there. We don't know who's starting for Boston yet. No probable for the Red Sox. Kelly is going to hurl it tomorrow for the D-backs. He's 1-0 with a 4.5 ERA. No line on this game. No action. No pick on that game either. Next and final game for the show, it is going to be Dodgers, Rockies, prime time, 8:37 Eastern first pitch in Colorado. The Dodgers opened as the $1.40 favorite, total at 11 flat. And since those markets opened this one up, we're seeing a nickel fade of the Dodgers when it comes to the money line. We're also seeing movement downward on the total as well, down to 10.5. So once again, LA open 140, down to minus 135. Total open 11, down to 10.5. Right now, the Rockies are plus 120 on the money line. We have Urias on the bump for the Dodgers. Bettis probable for the Rockies. Urias went 5 innings, 0 earned runs in his last start for the Dodgers. Bettis is 0-1 with a 9.52 ERA. Colorado's just 3-5 straight up overall for the year, 24th in scoring, 28th in walks. The Dodgers are 1st in scoring and 3rd in hits. Total-wise, Colorado's 5-3 to the under. Give me the Dodgers minus 135. And the under 10.5 runs in that matchup there. All right, folks, that is going to do it for me. Once again, I recorded this on Saturday. It's actually Saturday afternoon. We're just finishing up with our early Saturday games, but had some free time watching the games. Figured I'd go ahead and knock out Sunday's slate. So thanks for tuning in. Once again, I apologize about the NBA. Took a half day today. But anyway, really hope you enjoyed all this free information. And as always, don't forget to check me out on patreon.com/BrockPage.